What's up, humans, and welcome to a new Psicoactivo. Happy Tuesday, everybody. How's everyone doing? We good? Okay, so today there's a couple of things that we're going to address. One of them is just last week, there was an announcement that AARO director, Dr. John Kosloski, was going to be a part of one of the Startalk episodes with Neil deGrasse Tyson. And you guys know how dismissive and what a mockery Neil deGrasse Tyson has done of the UFO topic. He's the ultimate representation of scientific hubris when you're trying to explain something that his brain just doesn't register. He takes it as a joke. And if there was ever a better example of how Neil deGrasse Tyson reacts to these types of stories and information, this episode is just that. However, there's a positive aspect to this that I do want to point out, because Dr. Kosloski arrived at AARO in a very difficult position right after both Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick and Tim Phillips were part of this seat, and they didn't handle it very well. That report from AARO that was completely overseen by Dr. Sean Kirkpatrick was filled with inaccuracies. And obviously, that was really disappointing for everybody who's trying to find out what's going on. And since Kosloski got in, there was already like a lot of background talk that he was not bad news, that he was truly trying to find out what was going on. Then along came that infamous hearing with the Senate, where he was testifying and his boss, Susan Goff, was right behind him, watching every single move he did. And that was really ominous when I saw it. And there's another statement where he's asked about what he can share, and he said something along the lines of, "I can't even fix my hair without them knowing. Like my hands are completely tied." And I agree, but we have to look at something that happened a few weeks ago and understand that that event caused the type of statements that Dr. John Kosloski made today, because Tim Phillips with Stephen Greenstreet on the New York Post talked a bit more than he was supposed to, and he was fired effectively. He's still gonna get his pension, though. He's still gonna get his retirement. He's gonna get a medal, I believe, but he was fired. And he did say a lot. And one of the statements he made was about black triangles, which was something that took everybody completely off guard, even Stephen Greenstreet. That reaction is still priceless to this day. But now that this is already out there and that somebody from AARO talked about it, John Kosloski is kind of feeling a little bit loose in the mouth. And now he's talking about it. And just check out this exchange between him and Neil deGrasse Tyson when Kosloski is being really serious about black triangles that are being reported by officers. And look at the reaction from Neil.
As an example of a couple of those cases that merit further analysis that are helping us refine our hypotheses, there are a few triangles that have been seen by local law enforcement.
These are glowing triangles in the sky.
In these cases, very, very black triangle, triangular prism. So it looks like a pie slice, hovering about the size of a Prius, about 40 to 60 meters away. So as the officer was driving up to investigate underneath a glowing orb, which I'll get to those in a second.
I am so afraid right now.
You see what I mean? And that's always the reaction you get from Neil. And another aspect of this that I'm going to mention is in that conversation, Kosloski was very adamant to say that 2% of these cases are still unresolved. And what did Neil do? He gloated about the 98% that was already solved and completely ignored the 2% that still hasn't been resolved, which is a lot. So that tells you about everything you need to know from Neil. But let's continue with this one.
I want a bunker. Can I get a bunker for Christmas?
I'm worried enough about the damn triangle. No, he's saying it's below a door. Okay. All right. Now I'm scared. Okay, go.
He slammed on his brakes, and this thing the size of a Prius, blacker than black, reared up 45 degrees and then shot up into the sky faster than anything he'd ever seen.
Mm-hmm.
And as it was leaving his sight, it shot out red and blue fireworks, flares, so bright it lit up the inside of his vehicle. He didn't see any propulsion, no wind, didn't hear anything over the sound of his own vehicle.
And you have more than one of these sightings?
We have a few others, one from local law enforcement, some from the...
He was not able to get a picture.
No, I thought...
No dash cam, unfortunately.
How unfortunate.
Yes.
Okay,
That's our luck.
they've got chest cams.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, but
You got to give all of law enforcement UAP cams.
Right.
so we're working
Very
on
disappointed
giving
here.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, I am getting
You're
it.
on it. Yeah, yeah.
You on a roll.
We got to equip folks. You're absolutely
Well,
right.
I am so disappointed here.
Yeah. So there have been cases, triangles. There have been cases of large orbs seen hovering a few
Why
hundred
didn't
feet.
the officer turn on their forward dash cam?
In this case, he slammed on his brakes. It happened almost instantaneously, and he was terrified. He didn't know what was
He
happening.
knew enough to notice it
Right.
and respond by putting on his
He
brakes.
couldn't just get the pull over, please. You couldn't do that. You can't do that. I throw a gum wrapper out and I get that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying he
Yeah.
had enough time to think about it, put on his brakes. If I see a triangle prism, I'm photographing it.
I know, but it's out of...
I don't think you would, Neil, honestly, because the wide majority of the cases that are reported like that happen instantly. You don't get a chance really to record anything. When you get your phone out, that thing is gone. And also, I would want to see the type of shock you would get into if you saw one of those things at close range. So please don't say that you would have photographed it instantly, and you wouldn't have. You wouldn't have done jack shit, bro, because everybody gets really startled when they see something they don't understand. And I would bet some money that you would be just like that. But yeah, it's your talk show. I get it. But man, this is so disappointing. Not surprising, but disappointing.
Fear, maybe. Like people are skeptical because they don't want to confront something they don't understand.
In this case, I don't think he was skeptical. He was terrified for his life. And so he was just getting back to a safe position. That's what that was.
Did he
I
go
don't
in
judge-
reverse?
He did. 100 miles an hour backwards while on the phone with his sergeant the whole time.
On the phone,
Yeah.
going backwards.
Yeah.
He
was
can't
terrified.
stop and take a picture?
I don't think that's what your
Give me this
training
guy.
tells you.
Give me this guy's name and badge number.
You're gonna get,
I want his badge number right now.
They make it look so ridiculous. And it's not like that. Kudos to Dr. Kosloski for keeping his composure, because, man, this was really a clown show from Neil and his sidekick.
I'm not sure that'll go
He's
well
out.
for you.
Wait, there was a floating orb thing. Glowing floating orbs.
In that same region of the country, a couple law enforcement officers had seen glowing orbs a few hundred feet above the ground, a few miles away. In one of these instances,
Wait. If it's a few miles away, how do they know it was a few hundred feet above the
he
ground?
was estimating based on height above trees.
This is
and
4
power
inches
lines.
above Marty's Deli.
Yes.
That's what this sounds like.
That's exactly right.
Okay. All right.
That's exactly right.
Right. What part of the country was this?
We'd rather not say.
Okay,
As
that's
we're
fine.
conducting our investigations, we
Dude,
don't want to
I am
bias the
taking a
data.
vacation. You got to tell me where because I am not going.
So there you have it, folks. And this is what we are still having to deal with from the mainstream scientific establishment. And just to keep it really clear, Neil deGrasse Tyson, I don't know if he should be considered a full-on scientist because he's not running any investigations. He's not running any experiments. He's a science communicator, a really great one. That's why he has so much clout. But I don't think he is in a position to, for example, get in the same room with people like Dr. Gary Nolan, who has a lot of patents. He's done a lot for cancer research. And right now, he's one of the leading voices in this. There are a couple other. He wouldn't have anything to offer inside a room with somebody like Dr. Kevin Knuth, for example. That's another one. Or Dr. Beatriz Villarroel. That's another one. They actually run experiments and they try to change the status quo through their experiments and through their discoveries, because that's what science is all about. Trying to explain stuff that hasn't been explained to this day through science, not sitting inside of your cubicle or your set and just acting with hubris whenever something that you don't understand falls on your lap. And I hope that the people at AARO make a better decision of where to send Dr. Kosloski next time, because it would be really cool if we saw, for example, Dr. Kosloski on 60 Minutes, or hell, I'll even take the Daily Show if you're going to go mainstream like that. Even though the Daily Show is a comedy show, they even take these topics more seriously than Neil deGrasse Tyson, as you guys just saw. But let me know what you think about this in the comments. We got Dr. Kosloski openly talking about these black triangles being reported and the orbs. And what do you think about Neil deGrasse Tyson's reaction? Do you agree with it? Do you not agree with it? Give me the details in the comments. I'll be reading. If you like the content you see, I'm going to ask you to like, share, comment, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. That's all you need to do in order to help us, and it is what helps us the most. So thank you. But if you want to support us in any other way, there's a few links down there you can choose from. You can become a member on YouTube, or you can support us through KGRA. Anything you choose to do is always very appreciated, so thank you. That's it for me today on this video, but I'll see you guys in the next one. And remember, stay curious and inquisitive, not like Neil deGrasse Tyson. Always. Bye.